And welcome one and all, welcome to another Let's Play. This is going to be a bit of a weird one. This is a very controversial point and click game released from the mid-90s. The Orion Conspiracy. Why is it controversial? Well, I will tell you in just a minute. So let's sit back and watch this intro sequence. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't fly towards that. And you've got to love mid-90s rendered graphics. Well, pre-rendered. Oh, you fool! What have you done? And thus starts the beginning of our game, as we have this poor boy here, who unfortunately is about to be killed by a black hole. Bit of an epic fail, really. Bye bye. Hope Oblivion's good. Domark presents divided by zero reduction. The Orion Conspiracy! I'm just going to point out now, the reason I love this game so much, apart from the terrible voice acting in places, it's British made. Man, I love the music, I don't know why. God, I would say that looks like the Romulans. Bit like a Romulan warbird. Alright, nothing like a Romulan warbird. The Koshiro! And something that looks like a jellyfish in space. Ah, the Tanuki. Not exactly the greatest ship design I've ever seen, but oh well, we take what we can get. Now, we are about to meet the most, well, I would say strange, one of the most interesting main characters I've ever seen in a game. And I don't mean that in a sort of wacky and weird, just because of his personality, and he's a bit mental. Well, is he a bit mental? Anyway, you'll find out. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you our hero, when he appears, Devlin McCormack!
You must be Devlin McCormack. Hello, I'm Susan La Paz, Executive Officer of this facility. On behalf of the Captain and the crew of Cerberus, I would like to extend my deepest sympathy.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
How was your journey?
Long off-world in a while. You tend to forget how big this goddamn universe really is.
I know what you mean. You must be tired. I'll show you to your quarters. We have a spare room for visiting officials. It's one of the nice ones.
When's the funeral service?
Tomorrow morning. The captain figured you'd want to get back home as soon as possible afterwards, so we'll send you out in the shuttle tomorrow afternoon. The ship you arrived on, the Kushiro, has some more business to take care of in this quadrant. You'll rendezvous with her before she heads back. That way you don't have to wait a week until she delivers the next supply pod.
Good. I'm not sure I want to stay too long on the edge of a black hole.
It's perfectly safe, I assure you. And if the geostationary boosters ever failed, we'd have more than enough time to evacuate before anyone was in danger.
That's reassuring to know.
It's about time, Ward. You've known about this for a week, and you're still late.
I was fucking busy, okay? This the guy? Patty the leprechaun?
Yeah, and show some respect, will you?
What's the matter?
Standard procedure. Anyone new has to be checked in by security. It's just a formality.
It would be a formality. I seen your file, McCormack. If it was up to me, there's no way I'd let a sicko like you on board. You're unstable. Dangerous.
Christ, Ward, leave it alone. He's only here for his son's funeral.
He's nuts. Shell-shocked from the war. He drove his own wife to suicide. Take my advice. Don't date this guy.
You asshole! Will you shut up?
Look, if you don't want me on board...
Unfortunately, it's not about what I want. The captain invited you here. All I'm supposed to do is confirm your identity and check you for weapons.
Which you have done?
I haven't searched him yet.
I think you've done enough for one day. Leave him alone.
Okay, but I'm watching you, McCormack. You put your Irish nose where it's not wanted and I'll cut it off.
I am so sorry about that.
I must put him on my Christmas card list.
Can you believe the company? They take the most racist, sexist, bigoted numbskull in the galaxy and put him in charge of the guns?
Maybe they're hoping he'll shoot himself in the foot.
Maybe they are. Come on, this way.
She is probably the worst voice actor in the game, but luckily she is the worst.
And although his body is lost to us, we lay this plaque in his memory, so that he will live on in our hearts as a colleague and as a friend. Mr. McCormack, would you like to say something?
Thank you. Yeah. Look, I know I've never met any of you before, but I appreciate your presence here now. I wasn't a good father to Danny. I let him down. Badly. Even drove him away. If I had taken the time to understand what he was going through, rather than worrying about my own problems, then he might not have left. And ultimately might not have died so young. To lose someone close to you, it hurts like no physical pain can hurt. But with time, the pain lessens. It can become bearable, but to lose your child, it's like being killed over and over again. The pain is relentless. Danny, I'm sorry.
We feel your pain, Devlin. You poor man.
That until you were lost to me forever. Forgive me.
You've got to feel sorry for him.
See? I told you he was a head case.
Shut up!
McCormack, your son's death was no accident. It was murder. The note signed from a friend. My God, it can't be true. But if it is, I swear I will kill whoever was responsible for Danny's death.
And welcome to the game. Here is our hero. Devlin, he can do this.
It's a table.
Well done, Devlin. Now, Our son has apparently been murdered, although I'm pretty sure he fell into a black hole and that killed him. So we need to find out what the hell's going on. So first thing, we're going to leave our apartment. We need to speak to nearly everyone that was at that funeral. Now if we wait a minute, hopefully Susan LaPasse will make an appearance, and she will give us our first mission of the game. I say, come on, where are you, Susan? Susan? This game is actually also quite large, with a lot of areas, and she's behind me. Right, come on. Susan LaPasse!
Hello again.
Oh, hi. Look, I hope the service was okay. We're not used to that sort of thing here.
It was fine.
Good.
Could you sound more bored? Okay, well let's ask about Danny then.
How well did you know Danny?
As well as I know any of the other technicians, I guess. I only dealt with him on administrative matters.
Well, that's not really helpful, is it?
What do you know about Danny's death?
He went out to the probe on a routine job. He had to retrieve a sensor. It should have been straightforward enough.
Okay, did anything unusual happen before his death?
Did anything unusual happen before Danny's death?
Not that I was aware of. Sure, there were a few personality clashes, but that isn't so unusual here.
Okay. Now the main thing, when we go around talking to people, we are going to concentrate on talking about Danny, a lot of the time anyway. Because a lot of this extra stuff, we don't need to know. But can you give me access to Danny's possessions? It seems like a reasonable request. I mean, this guy is his father.
Can you give me access to Danny's possessions?
That's not permitted. Look, Devlin, you're flying out soon. It's best to leave it alone. Get on with your life.
You cold, heartless bitch.
Thanks for your time.
No problem.
She has, however, just given us our first mission. We're meant to be shipping out in a few hours, and if we're going to investigate this murder, we can't let that happen. So, how about we go see the captain? Maybe we can talk him sort of around and we won't have to go. So we have to go down here. Just for the sake of argument as well, we are in area B5. If we go down to the inventory, we can access any floors which are area B. And for the sake of it...
This is the note that was slipped under my door.
Okay, just thought I'd check what that was. So the captain is up on floor 2. Floor 1 is like a recreational area. Floor 3, I believe, has the kitchen on it. Floor 4 and 5 are crew quarters. Well, they are in the B version anyway. There's other sort of floors, there's D's and stuff. This way! We do need to talk to her at some point, but we will do that in a few minutes. The captain is up here. Bonjour, Capitan!
I wanted to thank you for your words at the funeral. They meant a lot to me.
He was a good man. I meant what I said. Anyway, are you packed and ready to go?
Not really.
When the Kushiro's back in range, the shuttle will only have a window of half an hour to rendezvous.
Yeah, about that. I was wondering if I could stay a little longer until the Kushiro brings the next supply pod.
That's a whole week. Why on earth do you want to stay?
I want to get a feel for this place. It's where my son spent his last months alive. It's a sentimental thing, really.
Out of the question. I can't have unauthorized personnel wandering around my station. Regulations forbid it.
But if I could just...
No, that's an order.
Well, it looks like we're out of luck there, so we're going to have to find another way to, well, stay on this rock for a bit longer. Let's just quickly ask about Danny, though, while we're here.
How well did you know Danny?
I like to get to know all my people. They are my family. I knew Danny well enough to like him and respect his work.
Okay, then, what do you know about his death?
What do you know about Danny's death?
It was a terrible accident. As I am ultimately in charge of this facility, I take responsibility.
What was the result of the investigation?
As you know, Daniel's scoutcraft was lost in the black hole, so we don't have any evidence as to what exactly happened. And I refuse to send any more of my people out to that probe. One death is enough.
Really? You don't want to find out what killed him? Pathetic.
Did anything unusual happen prior to my son's death?
Mayor threatened to kill me. He has this aversion to authority, but things seem to have calmed down now.
Okay then, so at some point we need to make sure we speak to Mayor. However, we have no more questions.
Further questions for you.
If there's anything else I can help you with, please feel free to ask.
No, that's it, you've helped enough. Well, when I say helped, I mean not helped at all. So, I'm going to let you into a little bit of a secret now. No, we'll talk to you in a bit. To make it so we can stay here a bit longer, we need to sabotage the shuttlecraft. But we can't actually get to the shuttle bay at the moment, as I'm about to show you. We're going through, this is all medical and research behind all these doors. And we will go there, but not just now. So here is elevator D2. If we try and access it...
I'll need the correct elevator pass.
Is that a question? No? Okay. So we need to get a pass. Now, what sort of person do you think would have a pass to get down to the shuttle bay? Perhaps a pilot would have a pass? A pilot like that one? Right, we're going to wait here for a minute, because if we try and go in after her, she'll slip out. It's annoying. You have to do this predetermined walk when you go in there. This is Brooks. Bonjour.
You're the shuttle pilot, right?
Sure am. Queen of the Skies, that's me.
Was that you flying escort when I arrived? Those were some nifty moves you pulled.
Hey, that was nothing. I can outfly any Kobayashi jockey. Top of the class in 57.
Really? That's unusual, especially for...
For a woman? Listen, pal, you take your sexist comments and blow them out your ass.
I was going to say, especially for a transport pilot. Security normally get the cream of the crop.
Oh, sorry. Knee-jerk reaction. Some of the guys around here aren't exactly liberated. Actually, I'm combat trained too, just in case, but keep it to yourself. We're not supposed to have combat operatives here.
My lips are sealed. Why the secrecy?
Research we do, I guess. Plus the fact we're sharing the station with a competitor, Megami Hudson.
I thought Megami Hudson were allied with Kobayashi.
In theory, yes. But if they ever fall out with us, all of a sudden we've got 5 hostiles on board.
Oh, subtitles fail.
The insurance policy.
It does that occasionally, so we're stuck with the bloody subtitles in front of our characters, but oh well. We need to ask her 2 things. We want to ask her about Danny, but we also want to ask her a bit more about her job. So first, Danny!
How well did you know Danny?
Not at all in the biblical sense. A bit too young and clean-cut for me. I like my men to have a few rough edges.
Delightful. What do you know about his death, then?
What do you know about Danny's death?
It shouldn't have happened. All the equipment on the Scout checked out. There must have been a malfunction on the probe.
Okay, then. So, by the looks of it, it wasn't Danny's fault.
Did anything unusual happen before Danny's death?
Just the same to me. Escort the transport every week, puppy walk the techies when they want to take out the scouts. I just do the driving.
Okay, so that's enough about Danny. So what is your job?
What is your job?
I fly the shuttle and sometimes the scouts. I give training to the techies who want to take the scouts out.
Did you train my son?
I taught Danny to fly, but it wasn't his flying that got him killed.
I know. I wasn't implying anything.
Okay. I checked his scout myself before he left. It was fine. There was nothing wrong with it.
Okay. So really, it's looking like the probe killed him. Nothing that Danny did or the ship. So what's it like to work here? Now this is leading to something.
What's it like to work here?
It's real tough for a girl about town like me, I can tell you.
Really?
All the guys around here are either rocket scientists or dorks. I want a real man, you know?
What about Ward? He seems the rough and ready type.
Been there, done that. Let me tell you, when I first got here, he was all over me like a bag of fleas. But he was so full of himself, he put me right off. I mean, I like a man to be confident, but when they just assume you want their dicks, it's a bit much. Anyway, just when he thought he had no chance at all with me, I called him to the shuttle. Guess what? I fucked him right there and then on the goddamn floor. Scared the shit out of him. He just couldn't handle it. He hasn't been near me since.
What a delightfully classy girl.
You sound like quite a tough girl.
I'm more than a match for you, old man.
Hey, less of the old. I could still show
Whoa,
you.
whoa, whoa, your son's just died.
Promises, promises.
Actually, I used to play a lot of sport when I
Oh,
was
thank
young.
God.
Care to prove your athletic prowess?
Oh God, no.
Name your weapon.
It's like I
I
thought.
don't think pistols are appropriate, so let's use a basketball.
One-on-one? Sounds good to me.
All right. I'll meet you in the volleyball court. Bring your walking stick.
Hey, less of the lip, kid.
I can't wait to wipe that smug male chauvinist grin from your face.
Well, apparently the death of your only child, doesn't stop you from chatting people up. Classy, Devlin. We'll let her go first for a second. Onward! We're going to go up to the next floor now. And up there, is, like I said earlier, is the gym, the bar, stuff like that. And she's going to be waiting up there for us. So, how the hell are we going to get her elevator D pass off her? Oh crap, she's going to destroy us.
Looks like Brooks is all ready to prove the superiority of women.
Yeah, we're not going to let her. To the locker room! You will of course notice she's changed. This middle locker has her stuff in
Locker's
it.
been left unlocked.
Now we're going to take this jacket, sniff it, oh hang on. No, sorry. No we're not. Don't know what I was thinking there. Search the jackets.
One of the pockets contains a Navcom pass card.
Okay, that'll allow us to reprogram the nav computer on the shuttle. But we also want lists. Which is...
It allows me to use Elevator D.
Booyah! And because we're nice, we're going to put this jacket back. Okay, onward. Let's not even bother talking to her. Go before she realises. Okay, we need to get to Elevator D, which is on level 2. I think that's the only real issue I have with this game as well, actually, folks, is there is a lot of walking around. And I don't just mean, oh, you know, going between levels. Sometimes you have to do some very ridiculous back and forths. But, oh well. That's probably one of the only real downsides of the game. That and the puzzles were a bit obtuse. If you were to play this blind, then you'd have probably gone all the way around the ship, talked to everyone, and you know, asked them every single question. And then you might have been lucky enough to come up with that answer. Well, what do I mean? You would have got that eventually where she goes up to the gym, but you wouldn't have realised why it's so important perhaps. Right, I've forgotten. I think it's on D3. Is it on D3? Success! Shuttle bay's up here. Ah, the shuttle. So first thing, we put him in the nav card.
Great. That gives me access to the navigation computer.
Okay, that's that done. Secondly, we reprogram it.
There. Clearing the memory bank should buy me the time I need to find out what's been happening around here.
Where were you? I was all set to slam dunk you into submission.
She's not even going to ask how we got down here.
Sorry, I got sidetracked.
Well, you're a bit early to be returned to the Kushiro. I'm just about to run the pre-flight checks.
Well, don't let me stop you. I was just having a look around.
Oh, Christ, will you look at this? The navcom's been erased.
Really?
Really? How awful. What does that mean, exactly?
It means I can't fly you anywhere until we get a replacement. And the earliest that'll be is when the next supply ship comes. 1 week from now. Looks like you're stuck here, McCormack.
Oh no! But that is our first mission complete. So we're no longer, well, we've now got a week to figure out who murdered our son. And she really is stupid. I mean, she hasn't realised A, her navcom card is in the computer, and B, how the hell did she get down here without a pass? Utter fail. But we're going to call it a day there. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.